Hey y'all, how's it going? I'm trading the ES futures on a 2000 tick chart with a 21 EMA. So I've got the overnight high up here and the overnight low down here. These are our key levels for the day. I started trading at 8 Central Time, which is this area right here. Now, notice we have this push up. We nearly made this double bottom after forming the overnight low, and we push up, and this looks like a failed second entry. You know, you have first entry short, second entry short failure, but it is getting sideways, and neither one of these swings touch the EMA even. So I did avoid that, and I don't think it's good entering there. But we push on up here. Now, we start getting congestive before we reach the overnight high. It's clearly forming this range here, and I just want to mention that when you get this, so you see this uptrend here. When you get this little break, push to a new high, this is clearly still part of this move up. This whole leg up here. It's clearly one move, even though there's multiple legs in it. Some might say 2 legs higher there, and that's true. There are 2 legs higher there, but it's also 1 leg up on a bigger picture, and so that gets me to this on why I don't like this short, which is because the way I view it is uptrend, break, first attempt at a new high, and I was thinking we could have gotten a second attempt at a new high, stopping us out, and then it goes right where we thought it was going to go. So I avoided that, even though it's a double test of that overnight high and a triple test of this range that's forming, it's just not worth it. It's not worth that risk. But anyway, we push on lower here. We get this push down, fade back higher here. Now we push on out, and so now this uptrend has played out with a break and a new high. When an uptrend gets a break and a new high, you can expect a possible reversal, because that's what happens when trends play out. When trends play out, they try to reverse. And so you get this first leg up to a new high, and then we start to fade. Now, in order to get in on the breakout, because you can look to get in on that second leg. Market moves in twos. You can look to get in on the second leg, but you can't just buy on a breakout pullback of the overnight high. You need to wait on 2 attempts to fade first, because like I said just a second ago, the market moves in twos, and it's not just about second entries. It's about testing magnets and attempting to reach magnets, and the overnight high and the overnight low, they act as magnets. So when you break out, you want to see 2 attempts to fade before you buy with the breakout, because when price tries to fade, just like it tries to basically do everything twice, if you bet on the first attempt failing, it's very likely that it can make a second leg down, stop you out, and then go, where you thought, break out. So, you got to be careful about these, breakout pullbacks. You really do want to wait on 2 legs, 2 attempts to fade failing. So, anyway, we do push on up here. No entry, unfortunately. We just continue higher. Now, clearly, we have these 2 legs up on a big picture. So we reverse back down. So 2 legs up, rush below the EMA. Now this failed second entry is just barely big picture enough. So you can see we have first entry long, second entry long failure. Now, like I say, I don't care about ticks that go by. I care about structure breaks. And even though it's small, it still fits the rules. We have a downtrend. It doesn't just tick higher. It completely breaks the trend. We have that first attempt at a new low. And then there's really no way to draw the trend line. But even off that, it's very small, but the point is it's not just ticks higher. You're clearly getting a structure break. Failed second entry after 2 legs up, breaking out of the overnight high. Perfect place for a reversal pattern. And I kept it 1-to-1. I could have pushed it a couple more ticks to this trend line here. Of course, this trend line being right off those swings there. But considering it was getting a little bit sideways, I decided to just leave it 1-to-1. No point in pushing the target if it's getting choppy like that. So anyways, we push on lower here. We react pretty well to that trend line. So now you can see from the high, we have a couple legs down. And just like I was talking about earlier, how these couple legs here turn into 1 leg on a bigger picture. And then this 1 leg, now you have these 2 legs up here. And then this leg is made up of 2 legs. So just like that, you have 2 legs down here. But on a big picture, it's forming 1 leg down, and then a break, and then a second leg down. And then on an even bigger picture, that's forming 2 legs down here. So I just wanted to go over those price action levels for a sec. So here we break the trend line, and it's very choppy, very messy area. We push up. We kind of just form this sideways area. You don't want to go short right into this uptrend line. You don't want to buy right into this choppy mess. It's really just nothing clear in this area here, to be honest. So we push lower here. We fade back into the overnight. We push off, kind of just like a big picture 2-legged retest. We push off of it, higher low. Now this right here, you have, let me just draw this out here. So you have two legs retesting the overnight high and then a higher low pushing above the EMA. So that can be tempting, but it's just cutting it way too close with this downtrend. It's basically still inside of it, so it's just cutting it close. We push on out here, so absolutely not going long here. But we push on out here, and it's clear. We have like an uptrend break, first attempt at a new high, and we can look for an entry to get a second attempt at a new high. And that's exactly what I did here. Ended up getting out at break even, which I'll explain how I did that. So when I entered this trade, I knew that, so we have this uptrend, break, first attempt higher, and I was entering on the second attempt higher. Now, I knew that we had this down measured move in play, and we have these two legs down here, the two-legged break from this uptrend. So you have uptrend, two-legged break, but the measured move is still in play. And, it held on this channel here, and it only had one leg down. So I was thinking if we had two clear legs down attempting to reach it, then that would have been a lot better. But basically, so let me just get to it. This downtrend line was in the way, and sometimes I don't mind pushing it out a little bit of a resistance level, but considering that we still had this measured move in play and that we could expect a second leg down, from when I entered, I decided that if there's a strong reaction off this trend line, I'm just going to immediately get out. And so that's what I did. As soon as we made this right here, I just put my stop to break even. And so it ended up just pushing on down to the stop. So I got out at break even here. But that's fine. And I didn't want to enter short right after, because it looks good to go short and long at the same time, because it's clearly holding off this overnight high here. Like I said, two-legged break. It looks good to go long, but then when we start holding here, it looks like this trend line is holding. So then you get tempted to go short right when you get out at break even. But it's just too many things happening at once. If it looks good to go long and short at the same time, it's best to just avoid. You just had a strong bounce off the overnight high, so it's not good to just immediately go short after one leg like that anyway. A very sharp leg. So I avoided going short afterward as well there. But we push on lower here. We get this lower high right into the overnight high, as well as right after forming this double bottom there. So that's definitely not good to go short there. But we do push on lower here. Now we have these two legs back. So when we fade back in, if we want to continue down fading, especially after reaching a measured move, we would want to see two clear attempts to break back out before going short again. And technically, this technically looks good if you could have gotten filled with a limit order all way, way back up here. But obviously that didn't happen. But yeah, two legs back, retesting the overnight high. If you could have gotten a entry, barely down to the EMA, then you could have easily, that looks good to ride down to these lows here. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you appreciate it, or I meant to say, hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate you watching it. I didn't mean to say, hope you appreciated it. But anyway, I wish I could edit this outro part, but I don't edit the videos because I'm just too lazy to do that. But I wish I could edit that outro and redo it. You know what I mean? Especially now that I'm explaining all this and making it even worse. Anyway, y'all have a good day. See you next time.